All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Yesterday, March 14th, 2022, Pi Day, it was reported that former professional wrestler known as Razor Ramon, born Scott Hall, passed away after having surgery in Marietta, Georgia. And what I want to show is the typical pattern. We just mentioned this weeks ago that before long we'll be reading about the death of another former wrestler because it happens every year before WrestleMania. And this year it's WrestleMania 38, and Razor Ramon happens to be dead 163 days before Vince McMahon's birthday. Again, numbers we see come together all the time, 163 and 38. And that's because 163 is the 38th prime number. And again, if you're new here, I know you're new if you never heard me talk about this before. But 38 is this number connected to death. We're right before WrestleMania 38. Hopefully Razor Ramon's the last death that we read about of a former wrestler, but again, we're still building up to the event. And by the way, don't forget that Razor Ramon joined the WWE in 1992. WrestleMania 38 will begin on the 92nd day of the year. But again, the movie poster and the song, Murder by Numbers. Notice the letters that are changed to numbers. The E to the 3, the B to the 8. 3, 8. This is a number of death. And in Gematria, murder's 38. You run it the big way, it's also 83, like the song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. The song where killing is as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. And of course, the star of Murder by Numbers is Sandra Bullock, whose name's 83. The film Murder by Numbers came out on the day that Ignatius of Loyola became the first superior general of the Jesuits. And again, it's the Jesuits behind all of this. But from her birthday to the release of the film was 38 weeks. She was in her 38th year of life. In Gematria, killing, death, RIP, Gematria, English, they're all 38. Again, there's that song out there, Gematria, the killing name by the band Slipknot. The two members of that band to die both died in connection to 38. First died at age 38. The second died on a date with 38 numerology. And again, it's more than just 38. The word sacrifice equals 46. So does Slipknot. The latest member of the band died at age 46. The first member who died at age 38 died 46. Forget if it was weeks or days from his birthday. It was one of the two. But just repetitive patterns. And so again, he's dead before WrestleMania 38. He's dead on Pi Day, and that's interesting. You know, over the weekend, we said the Warriors should beat the Bucks and then pick up their 29th win at home over the Wizards on Pi Day, just like how Steph Curry scored 29 points on his 29th birthday on Pi Day. Sure enough, that happened. But notice, what else happened on Pi Day is Scott Hall died, and Scott Hall in Gematria equals 29 like pi. And dying on the 73rd day of the year, sacrifice equals 73, ritual sacrifice 73. Notice the Warriors had 73 points at halftime on Pi Day, the 73rd day of the year. The team that set the win record was 73 wins. Okay, so again, dead on Pi Day, born October 20th, 1958. He died 145 days after his birthday. That's interesting because, again, it's the Jesuits who run the show. They serve the Catholic Church. The word Catholic's 145. The word numerology is 145. You missed this past weekend's rituals on the anniversary of Pope Francis becoming the Pope and, you know, the anniversary of Ignatius of Loyola being made a saint. If you missed the rituals that took place in the world of sports this weekend, go back and check that out. He's also dead 30 years after joining the WWE in 92. It's 2022. Again, WrestleMania 38 begins on the 92nd day of the year, but 30 years later, WWE equals 30, Razor equals 30. Again, it's Razor Ramon. The word Bible equals 30. And of course, in the Bible, Jesus begins his ministry at age 30. And if you haven't read the Bible, tells about the birth of Jesus up through age 12, and then he disappears and he comes back at age 30 where his ministry begins. He did die 145 days after his birthday. You could also say he died on his 146th day of his age, and Jesus Christ equals 146. And of course, there's the famous verse in the Bible, John 14:6. And again, the WWE is highly associated with Jesus. You got the Monday Night Messiah. You got, you know, Mr. John 3:16, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Anyhow, John 14:6, Jesus Christ 146, dead on the 146th day of the age. Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Probably the most known verse from the New Testament after John 3:16. So, Razor Ramon. Notice they chose a picture of him in New Orleans from April 5th, 2014. This is the time he first went into the Hall of Fame. They said he also went into the Hall of Fame for the WWE a second time in 2020 as a member of the NWO, or the New World Order, which is one of the wrestling cliques. But the thing about this being on April 5th in New Orleans is just so perfect. That day can be written 4-5 or 5-4, like 45 and 54. And New Orleans forwards 45. New Orleans in reverse is 54. Jesuit orders 54. Their acronym IHS is 45. And after this video, I'm going to do a follow-up live stream on the significance of the Suns getting their 54th win in the 54th season on Sunday, in LeBron's 666th career road game on the 9-year anniversary of Pope Francis becoming the first Jesuit Pope, and on the day that Tom Brady says he's coming back in light of the Super Bowl being in Phoenix, Arizona this year, in light of what's going on with Brittany Griner, in light of Arizona Wildcats being a top seed in March Madness. And again, that latest ritual with the Suns and Brady came on the same day the bracket came out. But we're going to talk about that in a moment after this video. I'm going to skip over some of this stuff. There is some additional information here, but just hit the main things. Again, he joined WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, but the WWE in 92. WrestleMania 38 begins on the 92nd day of the year. It concludes this year on April 3rd, the 93rd day of the year. That's interesting in light of the Jesus thing, because in 2012, science came out and they said Jesus' date of crucifixion was likely April 3rd. And the reason they did that is because in Gematria, crucifix equals 93, God's Son 93, Nazareth 93, triclavianism 93. That's the Roman way of crucifying people. The 930th chapter of the Bible is where the Christian section begins. And also that day can be written 4-3. Jesus Christ is 43, the small way. Jesus alone is also 34. The day can be written 3-4. And again, if you are new here, Gematria is very simple. It's the alphabetic order with the rules numerology, and then just the reverse alphabetic order and reverse alphabetic order with the rules numerology. Again, death in the most simple cipher is 38. When you use numerology, it's 20. From the day he died to the day WrestleMania ends, this year is 20 days later. You could say from the day he died to the day it starts is a span of 20 days. So that's one thing. The 25 also fits in with the pi thing. Death is 97 and 25 in reverse. 97 is the 25th prime. Pi, 25. His surname, Razor Ramon. Ramon's got that 25-29 like pi does. And again, his name, Scott Hall's 29. See how Scott Hall's 2952? Notice how NWO, what he was a member of, is 5229. Also fits in with him dying on Pi Day, being a member of the NWO. But again, Gematria is just the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. And again, knowing these things can be very helpful. I mean, for all of you guys who won on the upset in the NBA using the pi numbers yesterday, nice big upset with the pi numbers yesterday. Again, for those of you guys who think using multiple ciphers is cheating and you can just get whatever you want to equal whatever you want, you're wrong. The Cavs stayed on 29 losses on Pi Day. Blazers fell to 9 and 23. That's that prime number relationship. 23, the ninth prime. Those numbers come together all the time in sports. Lessons we teach over and over. Where was it? The Kings. Kings pick up that 25th win, upsetting the Bulls on Pi Day. Curry beats the Bucks and then beats the Wizards, gets his 29th home win. See. Lakers stayed on 29. It wasn't a perfect pattern, though. I see that the Jazz, for example, could have got the 25th home win. They didn't, and I just saw one other one. The Nuggets could have got the 29th loss, but still, if you played all the Pi games yesterday, you would have come out ahead. And again, that's what this knowledge is about. Being aware of these things, you'll come out a lot more ahead than behind. Again, when you hit the majority of your bets, they come through. And when you hit a nice dog, I mean, it can make up for your two losses. But year after year, these rituals with pie. And Steph Curry's the most consistent. He's always doing a big pie ritual. He's playing almost every year on his birthday. I still remember when he turned 29. That was 5 years ago. I said, watch, he's going to score 29 points tonight. Boom. They get the W. He scores 29. And, and the Kings, I love that the Kings won with 112 points over the Chicago Bulls. Just familiar patterns. Chicago Bulls is 112 in the most simple cipher. Mathematics is 112 in the most simple cipher. It's Pi Day. It's math. It's 1 + 1 = 2. But again, it is WrestleMania 38 right on the horizon. And every year when these deaths happen just before WrestleMania, they're always synced up with Vince McMahon. Comes exactly 163 days before his birthday, the 38th prime number, over and over. Hold on. Let me see if I remember this right. I know I just focused on the 163, but hold on. I think I see something else about this. It's Vince McMahon related death that I didn't catch the first time. I'm pretty sure his name equals 232 if I remember right. Let me see. It does. So Vince McMahon's name in the most simple cipher is 232. The reason I remember that is because Satan is 232 in Jewish Gematria, and essentially that's who these people are. But he's dead 23 weeks and 2 days before his birthday as well, like 232, you know? So, yeah, the more you look at this stuff, the more you'll notice. But again, 163 days, 38th prime, the number of death right before WrestleMania 38. And again, if you guys were here in the beginning in 2013, back then I didn't know reverse gematria, so we missed out on all that. Notice Vince McMahon's death or his name also has the 97 in it. But again, dead right before WrestleMania 38, dead 20 days before it concludes, dead on Pi Day. Pi is 25, death is 97 and 25, where 97 is the 25th prime number. So, and just to read the report, former wrestler and World Wrestling Entertainment Hall of Famer Scott Hall, who reached stardom as Razor Ramon during the heyday of his career in the 90s, has died, according to the WWE. WWE is saddened to learn that the two-time WWE Hall of Famer Scott Hall passed away. WWE extends its condolences to Hall's family, friends, and fans. They tweeted this Monday, Pi Day, March 14th. Hall wrestled for various organizations across the country throughout the 1980s before joining World Championship Wrestling, WCW, in 91, according to WWE. Hall signed with the WWE in 92. And again, WrestleMania starts on the 92nd day of the year, April 2nd, and became a 4-time Intercontinental Champion, performing as Razor Ramon. Matches against fellow wrestler Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania X, I guess that's 10, and SummerSlam 95 are both considered all-time classics by fans and industry insiders alike, according to the statement. Hall then rejoined the WCW in 96 and performed under his real name as part of the popular wrestling group NWO, alongside legends Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash. Hall was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as Razor Ramon in 2014 and again as a member of the NWO in 2020, according to WWE. CNN has reached out to WWE for more info on Hall's death. Since then, they've reported that he got surgery and then he died after the surgery from complications due to the surgery, but still vague. And for the record, in the base ciphers, remember, modern Freemasonry is a product of the Jesuits, who ultimately run the show. But notice how Razor Ramon and Freemasonry overlap in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. See how it's 139, 58 in the most pure, 59. He's also born in 1958. Born in 58. And WrestleMania this year begins on April 2nd, which can be written /2 like 42, Freemason 42. And Marietta, where he died in Georgia, is on the 33rd parallel. He died in Georgia, which is the 4th state in order of statehood, and the mention of the 4-time champion. Keep in mind the number 4 is associated with death. Georgia has Gematria 44, like execution, like kill. The Georgia Guidestones are in Georgia, where it's etched out, the need to reduce the population drastically. The word genocide's 44. We've been worried about them turning 44 years old March 22nd, 2024, but maybe I should have been worried about them turning 42 this year, March 22nd, 2022, because war and World War are 42. So, again, WrestleMania 38, number of death, starts on 4-2 and not that far away. But also I was going to say Marietta, Georgia, where he passed, that's on the 33rd parallel north. And again, just with regards to the Masonry connection, in the most pure cipher, alphabetic order with numerology, Masonry's 33, secrecy's 33, order's 33. The word federal's 33. You know, you think about the federal government, the House of the Temple, at address 1733 in DC. And the reason it's at 1733 is the word Mason is 17, where Masonry is 33. And modern Freemasonry created by the Jesuits in 1717. And then this nation created 59 years later, when 59 is the 17th prime, and Freemasonry is also 59. So, and you notice how Freemasonry is 158, and the Jesuits were created on 15/8, and the Jesuits created modern Freemasonry. And again, the Masons built all the best buildings in town, which are usually Catholic churches. For the record, in light of him dying on the 33rd parallel, his surname Hall is 33 in the most simple, and Razor is also 33 in the most pure. Razor Ramon. But yeah, I'm going to hop back on here in a minute and talk more about the ritual with the Phoenix Suns winning their 54th game in their 54th season over LeBron on a Sunday, and talk about Phoenix, the Phoenicians, ball, basketball, how it all comes together. And then on the very significant Jesuit date, in light of all that's going on in the world and the world of sports. Because again, all the sports rituals are bigger than more than just the sports. The sports are coinciding with what's taking place in the world. And again, a place like Phoenix is interesting because Manly P. Hall, the same person I learned about this code of letters and numbers from, one of his books is The Secret Destiny of America. And it talks about how the nation was founded by the Order of the Phoenix. And their plan was to bring about a one world democracy. So anyway, we'll look more at that. And RIP to Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. And sadly, I mean, this stuff goes on every year like clockwork. For the person out there who says it's not a big deal, they're just faking their deaths, possible, but I don't know that. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, that's a theory that they're all just faking their deaths and going somewhere else. But again, year after year, we see that the people who died, they're chosen for certain reasons. They have the right numbers, like this guy coming up in 92, and then this year, the event falling on the 92nd day of the year. So leave it there for right now. Be back soon. Look for the next live stream. I imagine it'll start in probably 10 minutes or less. So if you don't get a notification, just click on the channel and you should see that we're streaming. Until next time, True Seeker. Oh, yeah, and in case you can't make the next stream, we will be on Patreon tonight to go over March Madness. So just that bulletin point too. And if you're not signed up for Patreon, the link is in. Well, it might not be on this. The link. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the description of this video because I'm doing this through StreamYard, but it's in the description of most videos. Patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard. So 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. That's tonight. All right, I'll be back to talk more about the Suns here in a minute. Until next time.